there. Welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits.
I say, good show.
Coming to you from the Recycle Garage
Splendid.
in sunny Santa Cruz, California.
Absolutely top hole, I say.
Oh, Papa Tapa. That's what they say.
No, they don't. That's the sort of thing Bagel would say.
That's after a big English breakfast.
After he's been shoving bacon and eggs.
Bangers and mash.
And we are off the rails already. Hold on. Hi, everyone. This is Liza.
Oh, is it really?
Let's
Good
just get that out of the
show.
way, and then you can unravel. How about that?
Okay, very good.
Fair enough. Joining me in the hot seat, it's Stumpy John.
Heidi ho, everybody. What's up, nerds?
It's hot shot in the hot seat.
I had a hot shot earlier today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good-o.
I said we need to get through the introduction, then you can unravel. We're only halfway through. Joining me on the hot shot couch, it's Miss Emma.
Hello, darling. It's simply marvelous to be with you this evening. Simply marvelous.
Emma is knee-deep into a chilled espresso at the moment, so...
No, that is rocket fuel.
Right?
I mean,
Just-
this is a Starbucks, and I don't normally buy Starbucks, so thank you, Jim, for giving me this.
It's a non-alcoholic Four Lok.
Yeah, it's Four Loko without the alcohol, but it is no less potent. I mean, my God.
Woohoo! I'm having one too.
Yeah, but it's got cream in it, which makes it okay in my book.
Sitting next to the open window, ready
And
to
rightfully
jump
so.
out. It's Mullet Man, Naked Jim.
Yes, happy to be here. Recycle Garage, where varmints fly through the ceiling.
So, yeah, I think before we get into motorcycle topics, you ought to share that, because that was quite the scene.
Well, it was kind of funny.
It'd been a while since we had some animal interaction in the garage.
Yeah. Jim and I were hanging out in the garage this morning before anyone came. And the cat came in and went up into the little loft attic thing. And there was a little bit of like action happening up there.
Scuffle.
A little bit of action. And Jim had his back to me and I could see over his shoulder this thing launch out of the loft, out of this hole in the loft, just launch and land on the tire changing cart and just disappear underneath the towel. And it's one of those things where you're like, did I just see what I just said, something just launched out of the loft. I don't even know what it was.
I saw it because I looked over and it landed in the wheel changing cart, which is a wheeled cart with all the tools in it. And I knew it because there was a 6-inch, straight up rat tail sticking out of a rag. And it kind of boogied its way into this bundle of rags and then just spun in circles.
And then it just looked like, when you get like a cat underneath the sheets playing. And we were just looking at each other like, what do we do?
And there was still action up in the loft. There was still something going on up above. There was just scurrying around.
The cat was still
It was
in the
Mutual
chase.
of Omaha Wild Kingdom in the garage this morning.
So, yeah, I mean, that was the cowardly rat that jumped out.
Or it was the one
bold
or the
rat
smart
was
one.
still up
Yeah.
fighting May.
Yeah.
And then there was a bit of thought of, well, do we just leave it alone?
Well, it's not a possum. A possum is a whole more wholesome creature.
Possum,
a rat.
I'm all in.
Yeah, I would cuddle that shit.
But then
a
I
rat-
imagine somebody going to grab something off of the tool cart
bitten
later.
by a
Oh,
rat.
we should have put a piece of plywood on it.
So,
Tire change. Should
So I
have
just
grabbed the
started
cart.
poking the towel,
and
That worked.
and then it launched out of the towel.
Like greased lightning, this rat moved.
Just launched across the garage, hit the ground, and just ran underneath some shelving.
And we agreed we like it when problems solve themselves.
it is great. I'm reminded, not long after I moved into my shop, I went to the restroom and I opened the door and there was this giant snake.
I remember that.
Yes.
I remember
There was
that.
this huge snake.
Oh, I do remember that.
So I evacuated my bowel
There was a lot of
immediately.
evacuation going on.
And I decided the greatest plan of action was just to run away and hope it would solve itself. And I went back into the restroom a month later and it had gone. So it had
You hope.
solved itself.
It had solved
You
itself.
hope.
And in your part of the world, rattlesnakes are possible.
They are very probable.
So I think
This
that was a
wasn't.
good move.
I think this was a king snake.
Ah.
But nevertheless, I mean, a brute. And the way it looked at me, the contempt.
Yeah. Well, it had to. It was, anyway.
And
yes.
I needed to go and everything. It was
Nothing like snake in the bathroom to get your attention, though. I'll tell you what.
Welcome to Emma's Stool Talk.
It's better than Liza's Jeep tour. And there I went straight there. Anyway, no, I think we should talk about motorbikes.
Well, but adjacent to motorbikes, gear. I want to talk a minute about gear.
Well, it's not a bad subject.
Because I started in on a project today, and it's kind of a big project. For those who know, we give away free gear to the community.
Yes.
And we are overflowing once again. And tomorrow I'm going to pick up a carload of gear from a friend of the garage.
I would say a treasure trove.
Who I'm just going to say is a very small 5'1" woman. So we're going to have a bunch of tiny stuff for children and women that I have to make room for.
Tiny women.
Tiny powerhouse women.
But I would guess high quality gear at a good price.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, the person concerned, well, I mean, we can mention it. It's Jocelyn, who's been a very dear friend of the garage for many, many years.
Yeah, she's like, hey, I'm cleaning up my garage, coming over.
Which is
Great.
cool.
I'll come.
So we get gear. However, as Liza points out, it's going to be Jocelyn's gear.
Yeah.
So we need I tell you who that's going to fit.
Sophia.
Yep.
Because Sophia's she was on the podcast last week, and she is diminutive, I think is the correct word.
What's the young lady who was here today with the dual sport?
Sophia.
That is Sophia.
Oh, I was thinking there was Knox.
Cousin? No,
you're thinking
you're mixing your
Sully.
Sully. I was thinking of Sully. I'm sorry.
Sully's.
No, Sully's
is Sully that
younger.
big? Anyway, anywho,
Anyway, well,
mistaken.
I'm going to tell you one other possible place this gear might go.
First rides.
Nope.
Okay.
Further away than that. Through our friends like Michelle Lamphere.
Yes.
From from the Raw podcast. From the Chalet. And from WEMA, the rally I was just at.
Yes.
There's an association through WEMA of a thing called Piccalilli, which is gathering gear for women in Africa.
Oh, I like that.
And there's a chance a lot of this gear might be getting sent to Africa if we can make that work.
Well, that's cool.
That's cool.
So I'm just going to go collect it and then go from there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking to do like a big haul and maybe get like sponsors who want to help pay for the shipping. And we're even talking about if I can get it to England on one of my trips. Somebody may be going from England to Africa and just take an extra suitcase, which can cost,
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
not that much. Anyway, yeah, so I've been trying to organize the gear. We have a lot of single gloves. I'm finding.
And
Hopefully we used to have a lot of single gloves.
About 6 months ago, I sorted out the gloves to the best of my ability and put them together. But of course, people touch,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can I talk to you guys about one of my bike issues I'm having right now?
I'd love to.
I'd love to get your opinion because Jim had a completely different opinion. So I am professing my motorosexual love for the Ibex 450.
Yes.
It has been confirmed now that I have actually ridden it.
I'll say I did not see that coming.
Really?
The Ibex 450. I mean, you love your 900 triple.
Yes.
I know, but remember I announced
Leader
earlier
bikes,
this year,
they're
before I had seen it from everything I'd heard, that this bike was going to be make an impact on the motorcycle world. And now that I've met it and been intimate with it, I agree.
Do what feels good.
Yeah.
Now,
so here's the situation.
Yes.
To buy it, I either need to sell 2 KTMs or 1 Yamaha. And that's where I'm stuck. And the problem is the KTMs are a little bit older, 2012 for the 990, 2008 for the 690. They're working great. They work great for me. But with the age of an older KTM, plus the fact that the market has kind of crashed, they're not worth much resale value right now.
KTM, I'm not thrashing a dead horse because we've talked about this so many times before, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. KTM parts, Husqvarna parts, gas parts. Jim was making a very rude face at me, and it was quite exciting. They're choppy. They really are choppy, and I'm sure that is affecting the resale value.
Well, I mean...
Well, what are you
all the
trying to
things.
accomplish?
Or I can sell the Nikon, which last I checked, there's 0 for sale in the country right now.
You should share.
And so my thought is that value hasn't crashed because there are no other ones, right?
Well, I agree with the Nikon part, but I asked you this earlier, and I ask it again.
Yeah.
If you just had one bike, you would be happy with that 450.
Yeah.
Earlier, you were like, "Yeah, it does it everything." And I'm
But
like,
you're not going to run down to L.A. on that thing.
I could.
Not with
Yeah,
Dude,
but you would.
Dude.
not with people on leader bikes.
Dude, I rode 5 hours on that
So?
following a GS 1250 and
Yeah,
had
but
no
how-
problem.
So, are you okay with that as your only bike?
That was what I'm saying. That was one of the things.
So
when
you're
I was-
able to go 85, 90 down 5.
No, I was doing 82.
I don't know.
But I don't do 85, 90 down 5. I go down the
followed you.
101 and I do 75.
Yeah,
times, they are changing.
Or I go down the 1.
I'm going to stop you there, Liza.
However, if I was going through the desert, that's different. But
Stop. I'm not that many years ago. We did our little trip to LA, and coming back from LA,
yeah, and I'm going to stop you right there because
it was 100 miles
how
an hour. all the way-
often do I do a trip where I need to do 100 miles an hour down the 5? There's no point in buying a bike specifically for that when I so rarely do it. And that was the last time, Emma.
Yeah.
So,
I get
okay.
it.
I'll say I think you're looking at it not too pragmatically because they're motorbikes. We have to look at it that way. But there's a passion in the leader bikes or the bigger bikes. Like when we just run from here to Half Moon Bay or whatever it might be, and you're like, hey, let's pass these 10 cars in this one
God,
stretch.
it's
Just
so
one up there.
good, isn't it?
And you're like, and it doesn't happen often, but it's like, I don't go adventure bike riding often, but
All right.
when I do, boy, it really does it for me.
But
So-
here's the deal. Here's the deal.
So
you guys.
I'm just
hold on. The question wasn't, should I get it? I've already professed my love.
But it's what you're going to
the
sell.
problem is,
What are you gonna
do
sell?
I get rid of?
So,
Why do you got to get rid of anything? Just buy it.
because
I'm
Liza
not
hasn't
gonna-
got unlimited funds or real estate,
Yeah. Because I've got to start up business right now.
I
That I
think
can't do that.
having a liter bike, albeit with 3 wheels, and a 450 adventure bike is
You're
an
covered.
ideal
I think you're
combination.
covered.
That's a good
That
combo.
is an ideal combination.
Yes, because then I could use it for my dirt bike just as I use the 690 for.
So
right.
I have an idea. I'll throw this out. This is what we talked about earlier. She doesn't like. You sell them all and you buy your 450. Then you try to find like an old V-Strom something or other or similar, an upright 900,000 cc bike that but sell all 3 of them and end up with like 1,000 cc V-Strom or similar and your 450.
Oh, wait a minute. Joining us now.
Hey,
It's the Bagler. Hey, Bagel.
hey, Bagel.
Hello,
How's it
Bagel.
going?
How's things in Velveeta tonight?
Oh, it's starting to get a little stormy out here.
Easy, no doubt.
winter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, Bagel.
Winter isn't here.
Can you hear us okay?
What's that? I can hear you fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Is it just cloudy or is there Donner und Blitzen?
It's cloudy right now, but we should be getting some rain in the morning and probably for the next week or so, it looks like.
Oh, so yeah, moistness.
Yes, it is that time.
Well, I suppose it is.
So, Bagel, I'm facing the perplexing question of if I want to buy a 450 Ibex, I got to sell something. I either need to sell 2 KTMs or 1 Yamaha, and this is the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
My advice, Liza, try the KTMs first.
Wait, there's another option here. You could sell 1 KTM and the Yamaha. Sell the 690 and the Nikon. Keep the 990. Then you got your street
I
bike.
think the
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
And then I can buy
that's worth thinking
2
about.
TTRs.
No, the 990 is at this stage, bearing in mind that bike's history and its age and its mileage, is the weakest of the 3.
But there's an update on that. I took it for a ride earlier this week.
And you fell in love
And
with
I
it
fell in
again.
love again.
Well, of
It
course,
performed
because it's...
flawlessly.
So does this come into the equation, the math part of it? The KTMs are only going to lose more value. So at what do you just keep them until they don't have value and they become more problematic? Or you just sell them now and be done with them?
To me, it's just...
But the KTM still outperform me.
Yeah, no,
and will always outperform me.
Okay.
So, but what we've got to face is what Liza is buying. So Liza is buying a middleweight adventure bike.
Yeah.
And so if Liza's buying a middleweight adventure bike, she'll have a middleweight adventure bike, a single-cylinder adventure bike, and a liter adventure bike. And I think diversity is the spice of life. I go back having that Nikon, which I still maintain is one of the best motorcycles I've ever ridden.
Yeah, and in fact, Louisa, our guest last week,
loved it.
took her for a ride up to Alice's restaurant.
Cool.
I mean, she was blown away with the amount of roads we had, and not just the amount of roads, but the amount of people who got over to let us pass. She was like, "What is this magical land?" She's like,
right.
Where she lives, like people will drive from all over the country to go ride a portion of what we have that we rode for hours. So, but I put her on that bike because I said, I know you're not familiar with this bike, but it's a little bit smoother because the 990 is a twin. It's a little choppy. And I encountered that myself in some of the twisties where it's like, it's like it leaps a little bit. And because of that front end, when you're going around some of the corners, sometimes there's like root bumps or there's tar snakes or just debris. And I said, this is going to protect you from all that.
And it feels like a motorcycle.
And you're going to be able to put it into a turn and it tracks right where you're going.
Yeah.
And so she quickly got the confidence and I could not shake her off my ass. And I was riding pretty hard on the 990. Couldn't shake her at all. I was like,
and
wow.
she loved it, didn't she?
And she loved it.
For dollars and cents, you could sell the Nikon and the 690, probably net $15,000 out of both of those.
Yeah.
Buy an Ibex for 6 or 7, you still got money to play with.
No, I'm going back. Get rid of both KTMs.
I think that's the
get rid of both KTMs. I think you're going to do better with them than you think.
How much are you going to get for both?
You know what? I'm going with this because that 990, like a lot of people, like that Chris has come on. What did he get? Was it a 1290 adventure or 1190? Yeah. And like that dude who showed up on a Duke recently. These bikes are going for like under $5,000.
That's what I'm saying.
The cost for the performance you get, I can't replace that. And I might as well keep the 990 since it is my soulmate.
Well, do we think the 990 will perform reliably for the next 3 or 4 years? I don't know why it wouldn't. I just throw that out.
She's really not putting any miles on it.
Yeah.
Because as long as you don't have, some of the gremlins with it,
well, and here's
then
my
why not keep
thought.
it? But that would be what would be in my mind.
If I was going to be planning a cross-country trip again, then it's an excuse to buy another bike.
Oh, yeah. We'll take John's idea,
but
bank some of it.
And I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
If you were planning on riding cross-country tomorrow,
but I'm not. Well,
but if you were, you were the one who just brought up the subject, not me. There's only one bike in your fleet right now that is actually a trouble-free solution to that.
I wouldn't ride both.
The Amigo?
But you could jump on the Nikon and make that trip in its stride.
I feel honestly, when I was riding that 450, I was like, I could tour on one of these.
Well,
also.
it seems like the 690 can go. So that maybe, is that a done deal? The 690 can go? I mean, I like it the best out of all three of them, but that's me because it's comfy and burp. But you seem to like the other two better.
Yeah. But here's where then I need to take the 450 in the dirt, but I think the 450 will be the same kind of dirt bike.
I would say for the riding you'll typically do, I think it'd be just fine for that. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is I just need to get Emma's price to come up on the Nikon. But Emma's got a new love, don't you, Emma?
Well, I'm bidding on something right now, but it doesn't mean I'll get it. But
I asked her before, it's not another child, is it?
Oh, God, no. No, I mean, so let's talk about where I'm at with motorbikes, just for now, because today, lucky me, I'm on Rufus. Oh, God, Rufus is just...
Your Rufus to you is the 990 to me. It's my soulmate.
It is absolutely...
And Rufus is an outdated sport bike.
Oh, but...
So how dare you?
No, I'm not saying, but...
Would you ride to L.A. on Rufus tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, well, there you go.
And I just did. I mean, well, not LA. I just went up to Northern California on Rufus with McCarthy.
And that's almost a regular trip for you.
And what year is that bike?
95.
Yeah.
Didn't miss a beat.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, but it is maintained very, very just... No, I mean, so I've got that, and I've got the Harley, of course, which scratches the Harley itch. And then, a slew...
You got to go to Hollister every now and then.
And then a slew of vintage bikes that... Actually, I've got to tell you that GS 850 is super reliable. Me and a friend rode down to San Luis Obispo last week. Didn't miss a beat.
Well, I'm...
You'll come up with it.
I'll come up with something. I'm going to throw another thing into this, too. I kind of feel like maybe it's time to move on from the scooter because I'm not really using that much anymore.
The Elite?
The Elite?
The E-Lite?
The storied Elite?
The guinea pig?
Yeah, well, I mean, any vehicle that is styled along a guinea pig lines is okay with me. You're definitely going to do okay with the Elite because automatic transmission machines are always an easy sell. And I think you're going to get the enthusiast being interested, just the commuter being interested, and, the quirky, I like big scooters being interested. And that thing is so terrifyingly fast.
I think you'll miss it. I think you should keep the Elite. Come on. That was back to this. Was it the Super Cub transformation back? Isn't that where you got that from down at the museum?
No, the Triumph. Yeah, the Triumph Tiger Cub.
That was a museum.
But you know what? You've got me thinking now, Jim.
You love that. And it's the parts bike.
If I did sell everything, a bike I've never actually ridden, but I think might fit the bill if I needed to have that leader bike, would be a Versus 1000. A bike that doesn't hold a lot of value.
Very good bike.
But is an excellent bike that could be the... Well, if I
that's kind of what I meant by the V-Strom,
bike,
like an upright 1000 cc inline.
But I tell you what,
is that inline 4?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Kawasaki regard the Versys 1000, or at least the deluxe version, really as a flagship model. Even more so than the Concourse. I mean, they throw absolutely everything at that bike.
The Concourse is a beast of a sport tour, though.
Oh, it really
That's
is.
a solid bike. What about the bigger Ninja? Is that
1000 Ninja?
Yeah.
No, the 1400.
Whatever the more upright one.
I had 1000 Ninja was upright.
Yeah. Ninjas are kind of the Ninjas are the kind of sport touring.
Oh, well, hold on.
What do you got?
The other bike that I'm very interested in, they have for sale at our friends at Santa Clara Cycle Accessories right now.
Yes.
For $6,500.
Yes.
Which is the same price as a brand new Ibex, a Tracer 900.
You love that. That gives you the feel.
But why not just keep the Niken?
Because the Niken is worth more money because it's rare.
Yeah. And
then I can swap that for a Tracer.
Yeah.
Which is the same function.
Right.
No, you like that Tracer bike.
But a lot
what's the other version of the Tracer? The other 900? Not the Tracer, but
the
well, you've got the
FJ.
Yeah, you've got the FJ, you've got the XSR.
The MT-09.
The MT and the Tracer.
That's all the family.
Yeah.
And I'll say Santa Clara Cycle, like firsthand experience, they go through the bikes. So they're not going to sell you a piece of shit.
And the R9's coming down the pipeline as well, which is going to be the super sport version.
So maybe I just need to have a fire sale.
Yeah.
If you've got multiple vehicles, I think just put them all up for sale.
Yeah.
But I'm keeping the Amigo, though.
And just...
of course.
Well, the Amigo's worth, what, $1,000 on a good
1,000
day?
Smiles.
On a good day, maybe?
And maybe some poison oak.
I'm not sure. But we'll see. We'll see. I think I told you guys, but I'll just tell our listeners. Our guest, Louisa, last week, she had so much fun. She's coming back in November. She's going to be here for 2 shows. She wants to get that stunt misfit status.
Nice.
She needs to do a stunt then.
We're fun people. We are actually fun people to hang out with.
Well, we had an interesting conversation with somebody today who wants to do what we do. You know what was funny? It started with, I got a call from somebody. I just saw you on that Norman Reedus show.
Still, huh? How funny.
That old chestnut. And he wants to replicate what we do with cars.
And I don't think that's going to work.
You don't think it's going to work?
No.
And he was coming by
population.
to try and ask us, how do you replicate what we have here?
Because first and foremost, I simply don't see the same level of enthusiasm. Car drivers, even people who like weird,
and
shitty
this is
cars
classic
like me.
cars.
Yeah, but nevertheless, classic car owners are nothing like motorbike people.
Right.
Nothing.
I mean, the garage today was such a great rainbow of people. I mean, we had so many different diverse people at the garage today,
And
as
you
diverse as motorcycles. And you don't see that as
And you wouldn't get that with the
the car
classic car
culture's a little
crowd.
different. Yeah.
Car culture's a little bit different. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to see communities for everything, from fixing appliances to how to fix up your house to fixing motorcycles to fixing cars. But I think as motorcyclists and being in this motorcycling community, and yes, I am going to include scooters in that community too.
And Jeep.
Bagel.
Yeah.
And Jeeps.
No, we're not going to include
And Jeeps.
Just KLRs.
Well, maybe it just depends on how much room you have. If he has a lot of room
But
somewhere, maybe you make
we're,
it work, you know?
we're such a unique bunch, and we are able to put differences in religion, politics, ideals aside based on this visceral love of motorcycling. And that's the strength. And I can't think of any other community that would be so focused on a single subject.
Especially when you think about the bikes at the garage today, everything from those old Honda, step.
Well, we had
grooves.
two of them.
Yeah.
We had two.
And they
No,
were
3.
they were very well patinaed, I would say.
Do we have
like
3? No, just or 2.
Just two.
they were so barn fine looking, but they kind of came in on one came in under its own power.
Well, they both left under their own.
The one
power.
with the charging issue?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you had everything from those to the Ducati Multistrada and everything in between.
But
Harley.
you know what? There was a moment when I was talking to the guy who wants to set up a garage like this for cars, and he was talking. I said, let me stop you right now. Turn around and look right now. And it was Emma down on her knees in front of that Tiger Cub, or that little Honda Cub, talking to the woman, I guess, who owned it, and you were explaining something. She was listening intently and following every word you said. And I said, that's the magic that happens here. People taking the time to help somebody who couldn't get help anywhere else.
Right.
That's happening right now. And that's what happens here. And that's what people respond to, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, ultimately, everyone is exactly the same. Everybody wants to be understood. Everybody wants to be heard.
Everybody wants their motorcycle to go down the road.
Right, exactly. And you push it in, you're riding at home.
Wait it out.
So, I really don't think it would work outside the motorcycle community. But if anybody's ever heard of anything that like that,
The only thing I could think of is like the lowrider community,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
well, they're a slightly different sub.
or in some of the urban areas. A lot of the folks are into the real old 70 big boat cars and are redoing that. So those are communities around
but
there.
those are
That's
like
different though.
But those are like car clubs.
It's true.
And they're due-paying clubs. And in order to be, because, when I had the Thunderbird, I wanted to join one of the local Salinas car clubs, because then you go to cruise nights and then you get to hang out.
Yep.
And you get to hang out with cool people. But it's dues paying, and there's a very strict culture around the club. Is if you're in this club, this is how you need to understand how the club works, and this is how you need to behave, especially when you drive the car, especially when you're at club events. And we're a lot more freewheeling than that.
That's true.
We don't care. Just show up.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is show up and be yourself, and we're going to help you with your bike. So, I don't know. I really don't know.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Chairs and donuts.
I want to get to our guest tonight. We have a special guest joining us for the first time, and this is somebody who I met at the One Show.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
You meet the nicest people on a Hyundai and at the One Show.
The One Show. Exactly. Joining us is Wendy Schneider. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, hello. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Hello.
Welcome on the show.
Great to see you all.
Where in the world are you right now with all the...
I'm in the basement of a building on the east side of Madison, Wisconsin.
Wow.
This is my cave. This is my cave. This is where, this is where Angels of Dirt happened. This is where a lot of other things happen. And it's Sunday night. I'm glad to be here.
Now, hang on. You're in Wisconsin. Do you have a hat that resembles a slice of cheese?
I do.
Would you wear that during the interview, please?
Emma, please.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't have a hat that resembles a slice of cheese. They are around, and with there being a big Packer game tonight, they're playing, I think, the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, okay. No, I thought
sure.
everybody wore them in Wisconsin. Forgive me.
Well, it's not cold.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Apparently it's winter
Yeah.
wear. It's a triangle so the snow doesn't accumulate
Yeah, it's
and
like
give you neck injuries.
the wedge of orange cheese. I should have worn it.
No,
Dang
you
it.
really should have.
No,
I mean,
no, you
We've had espressos tonight. You have to forgive us.
Oh my gosh. So I met Wendy at the One Show, and
Cool.
she was there promoting this film that she's been working on. She was telling me about. How long have you been working on this film?
I started Angels of Dirt in 2006.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool.
You talk about labor of
Labor
love. And
Yeah.
then I tried to stalk you at the bike shed in London, but I never found you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Were you there?
Yes. Well, it premiered in 2024, September 2024. It premiered. That was its London premiere, and then I was at the big bike show that was recently
In 25.
Yes,
I was there.
Oh,
Yeah.
bizarre. Yeah, I needed playmates, so it's too bad that we didn't run into each other.
So-
'Cause,
Yeah.
the film showed. But that event was just so. It was just a magnificent, bike centered event. Not so much films, but we had a really nice crowd. Like in the lower level of that space, a lot of people sat in bean bags, and it was on 3 different screens in a cool room. Yeah, beautiful show. What an amazing job Dutch and his people do.
So my question to you, Wendy, before we go any further, so we kind of figure out who you are. Are you an author or a filmmaker?
I am a filmmaker, storyteller.
Right. So
Yeah.
this project was going to be a film from day one.
From day one, I was, doing short form interviews with young girls racing flat track in Wisconsin. And that
Okay,
was,
so that's a great dovetail into what the subject's about. Angels of Dirt.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So give
Hence
us
the
the
dirt.
elevator pitch, what you told me in Portland.
I live in Madison, and on the way to Milwaukee, you see this incredibly cool dirt track race experience happening on the side of the road. So people pass it all the time, and they see Aztalan, which is a track,
Right.
the track where it all happens. And I got curious. I went to some races, loved them. I started noticing a lot of young girls racing in flat track where they don't separate the women from the men in the classes. So I was really intrigued.
Or even the girls from the men.
Yes, yes. It was very, it was unique. And I got curious about the girls and the women racing. And Charlotte Keynes was the first person that I interviewed. She was 9 years old at the time. And the community just welcomed me in to hang and chat and film and follow. And it went on for years. So I took a break. And then I worked on another film about rock and roll music in Wisconsin. And then I picked it up again in 2016 and finished the film in 2024.
Right. So I'm guessing at some stage along the line, the film changed from being, I'm not going to use the word generic lightly, film about girl racers to really the story of one girl.
Yeah.
And we're not going to reveal why right now,
Yeah.
But I think it's very fortuitous that she was your first interview.
My first interview.
So when you went back to the project after taking a few years off, did you go straight to Charlotte and say, well, okay, where are you at now?
When I went back to the film, so much had changed that the story I was starting to make, which was more generic, now had to incorporate a powerful shift in the life of Charlotte Keynes. So I had to interview, I had to like combine interviews that were done when she was 9, 10, 11, and so on, and make them work with people who were now talking about her life and representing her and remembering her. And so it was earth-shattering.
And we can reveal right now, I mean, Charlotte was killed at Santa Rosa Raceway in 2016. How old was she when she died?
She had just turned 20.
One of the misfits, John, who's sitting next to Liza, was there that day.
I was there, yeah. There were 2 racers that died that day.
So Kyle McGrain and Charlotte Keynes.
What a horrible scene that was. It was really shocking.
Yeah, it was, and in my travels, since Charlotte's passing, even being in Europe twice now, I meet people at screenings all the time who were there or who really remember this day where we lost a 20-year-old, young professional racer. And then later that afternoon, a 17-year-old young man named Kyle McGrain.
And 2 unrelated incidents.
That track was a mess.
Yeah. John, you were saying it was the track.
It was a track. The track was a mess. It was bumpy, and they didn't really maintain it the right way.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I want to share. So I'm the only one who's seen the whole film, though they've seen the trailer and some interviews with Charlotte. The thing that really struck me about it was seeing this little girl who didn't fit in at school. She was different from everyone else. She had this thing she loved so much. That's all she wanted to talk about. And that was motorcycles and racing. And other kids were just like, they couldn't even relate to that. They couldn't even fathom what that was.
But I think, interestingly, her teachers, Charlotte's teachers were behind her 100%, and actually one of her oldest friends, Brooke Cromie, they shared the same class when they were in elementary school, I think. And Brooke, no, it was middle school. And Brooke had stood up to say, like, yeah, I like to race motorcycles. And then Charlotte was like, I like to race motorcycles.
Wait,
and so
there's another one?
These 2 young girls like bonded over motorcycles, which happens a lot, as we all know. So she found her tribe, so to speak, Yeah.
So I'm curious how much of this was a story that you were trying to tell, and then kind of how much was it the story evolved for you and you kind of had to adapt to that? Did you have something in mind when you first started? And was that, then what happened then?
I think that with documentary films, when you go into a subject or a community around a subject and you're trying to just sniff, right? Like what's important, what resonates, what turns me on, and those early years, Charlotte was really intriguing. She was so gifted. She was so dedicated. She was such a lovely spirit. And she had this really cool community around her. That was a turn on in and of itself. Was that a story? Not necessarily. I think that I could have done if Charlotte, had kept going. I'm not sure whether I would have finished the film. I was sort of on to other things and it felt like I had done 100 hours of shooting. So I had 100 tapes that were logged and ready from those first years. And I didn't feel like there was a story. There was a highlight reel, there was an introduction into a scene, but there wasn't a story. So, when Charlotte passed, it was just instantaneous that I knew that that's what I now needed to do. The film would focus on her life, but it would still have this foundation of what is Flat Track and who is this community and why communities like this matter, because it's a community spirit that you can find anywhere. You can find it in podcast,
Can I go back to when you heard the news in 2016?
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously you'd had a working relationship with Charlotte up to that point. And I'm kind of reading between the lines, and I've seen the film, and you're clearly very fond of Charlotte. She's a very, very likable young lady. So you get this news.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you were absolutely devastated by it.
Gutted.
Did the idea say, look, I really want to cement a legacy for this woman, and I'm the person to do it. Did that come to you straight away, or was this, a development of an idea?
Right away.
It's just you knew.
Right.
Because
it honestly, so it's to look back at that time for me, my friend Renee called me. It was 1:00 in the morning, and she said, "Honey, it's bad." And I learned what happened, that we'd lost Charlotte. And I know that Jack was in California, and was driving back with the motorcycle. I knew that, I sort of knew what was happening, but we were all scrambling to figure out details. And then that week I was going to Milwaukee to premiere my film that had just been accepted to the Milwaukee Film Festival. So on the evening of the premiere of the film that I'd finished was the same night that I did a condolence call at Charlotte's dad's. And when I did the Q&A for the film that night, I was asked, what are you going to work on next? And, I was already decided, that we just lost my friend Charlotte, and I was going to finish Angels of Dirt. So there wasn't really, there was no downtime between projects, and there was no wrestling with like, should I do it? Can I do it? I knew that I had her life on a shelf, on a hard drive. Like I had this incredible amount of footage of her. And then, so the challenge was, weaving in when she was emerging as a young person to when people were, talking about her after she'd gone.
Yeah. What I loved about it too is all like the home movies and the family sharing. And you see this kid how old was she when she started on her little like PW50?
She was 4 when she started riding.
4.
5 when she started racing.
So already being introduced, and for this family, this was a family event, going to the races. And they'd also go out and like help like maintain the track and stuff. It was like you'd spend the weekend at the track. The whole family would.
Well, that's racing in a lot of ways, but
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, and I should say, I'll just add to that I was there last night. It was a Charlotte Keynes Memorial Race at the track where she grew up racing. And I brought a 20-foot blow-up screen out there. And at the end of the race, after the Charlotte Keynes Memorial Race, we watched Angels of Dirt under the stars last night, literally just at the track where she grew up. So part of the release of the film has been bringing this film to race communities. Right. I don't have distribution. I'm an independent filmmaker. I don't have finance, but I brought this film to the Springfield Mile, and I showed it at the campground where I used to camp with Charlotte. I mean, not with her, but she was there and I was there, Yeah. I brought it to Lima. I brought it to Ventura. So, part of the journey with One Moto, where we met Liza, is, I called and I said, can I integrate, a screening into your event? And they were really cool about it. It was great.
Yeah.
So I have a question, Wendy. You mentioned community. First, just do you ride motorcycles?
I ride a KZ400. It's a 79.
What?
Oh my God,
I got
Liza's.
a 76.
Yeah. And have you ridden a while? When did you start riding? Just curious. Have you been riding for a while? Not so long.
A 400 Super Sport in high school.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So motorcycles aren't new, because I was curious how, kind of being immersed in the motorcycle culture all of a sudden, did your perception change of what that community was like? Did you have something you expected motorcycles and motorcycle racing to be like? And did it play out that way, or did you kind of find something different?
Well, I think that what I was not accustomed to was a race, the sport, like a race environment, right? So showing up at Aztalan, which is the District 16 amateur track, where Charlotte grew up, I was not hesitant. I had some reluctance. I wasn't sure, like, am I going to be welcome here? I'm not a racer. I'm not I just didn't know what anyone was doing. And flat track and motocross as well, because both of those communities race at this track on different days, right? That's how it works. And I was shooting a little bit of everything, and everyone was curious about me, and I was deeply curious about everyone. So I felt like when you're starting, I don't know what, with filmmaking, when you're walking around with a camera, you have a buffer. Like you're not by yourself, you're there for a reason. And then you have to engage to say, would you mind if I sat down and talked to you about what you're doing today? You know what I compare it to, Jim, watching the movie, and you see how like the people who run it, everyone's treated like family, and there are families there. And it was like the Salt family.
Well, I was going to say, when we were in Bonneville, it's the same thing, that a lot of the story, I won't say most, but a lot of the stories off the track. It might be in the pits, it might be around the track, but a lot of the story is not on the actual track.
But I enjoyed it so much. It's on so many levels, because it's a story about family. It's a story about motorcycle racing, of course, and community. But it's also a uniquely American story. They always say that baseball is the American pastime. To me, dirt track is the quintessential American race. And nearly all road racers, obviously I'm a Brit, and a lot of people, why are American racers so quick on the tarmac? It's because they started on dirt.
Places like Ascot,
They started on dirt. It's a very American pastime, and the half-mile oval and the mile oval. Yeah. This is as American as the 4th of July. Yeah. So it's a very American story.
But it's also about the loss, because she was a great talent.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that was something that you saw in her from the day one. As her dad was like, she just wants to be out on the dirt. Like they were following her lead.
Yes.
She just wanted to be out there. So passionate. And then what I really loved about the film also is some of the older like women riders looked at her as a role model.
Yes.
Like
when she was young.
In her passion for the sport?
Her speed, her skill. Yeah. Everything. They looked at her as somebody who was changing the way the women were seen racing.
Maybe this isn't it, but weren't we just talking today about how important it is to remember to be a kid again?
Yeah.
So maybe, there was some reminders of that happening on the track.
But also, Charlotte, I was talking with her friend, Ronnie Zastra, last night, because you saw in the film when she was doing this like sort of fun group called RGN that sprung up, that was doing like all these different schools of racing with one bike. Like you would join and you would have a season where you did a hill climb and you did a hare scramble
with one bike.
Did motocross.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And the rule was you had to use one bike. And so a lot of people came into that, learned, and had a lot of fun. It was way more fun than it was structured. Well, it was structured to a point, racing.
That sounds like fun.
But wait, now, I think Wendy might know the answer, but let me ask the question. What would be the best bike to do all types of riding on?
Right now I'm fixated on the Yamaha 250.
I was going to say, or like a
TTR 125 big wheel.
Older, like XR 250.
Yeah. But I'm not I'm not a race person. I'm more of a film person. But I think that what Ronnie was saying, that Charlotte, she never really strayed from her technical dedication. Like she was a very she was a skilled rider. She was not she didn't fly off the rails or anything. Like she didn't go outside the zone of I want to ride well, I want to do it right, and I want to win. I really want to win. I think that everybody else can sort of, I don't know, sometimes have a bit more personality come through, especially in RGN. I don't know if I'm really like giving a great account of this, but
no, I know, I get it. I mean, I think, if you think about actors, you're a filmmaker. You talk about actors. You have very accomplished method actors who apply the formula and are amazing on screen.
Yes.
And then you get people who are very improv.
Yeah.
And Charlotte wasn't one of those people. She was the equivalent of a method actor. She knew what it took to win. She applied the formula to it. She was a very technical rider.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the analogy I'd use. I don't know whether that resonates.
I would even say almost on the scale of like Rossi, just very calm and just applying technique and not like flying by the seat of your pants, but just staying calm and collected and just smooth.
And Charlotte didn't race if she didn't feel good about a track. You know, Charlotte made decisions based on how she felt that day on that track in those conditions. She was very tuned in, and you know, if she wasn't feeling it, she wasn't racing it.
And so she was doing some road racing too, right?
She was doing road racing, and I remember when I was shooting in 2008 or 2009, you know, she was doing road racing because there was an RGN road race weekend. But she was road racing. You see an interview with her the weekend that she's going to race a bike at Road America. And I think that I'm pretty sure this is right. I learned from Jack that she was leaning in that direction. You know, she was going full for business. She was in her beginning of her second year. She was looking to stay in the industry, and road racing, which is a much more expensive sport than flat track, was on her radar. So who knows where she would have gone. But I think and you all can comment, don't many road racers start out in flat track?
We were just talking about that.
Yeah. It's...
Well, a lot of road racers find, practice on the flat track. It's all throttle control.
Rossi has a flat track at his DR Academy.
Yeah. In fact, friends in England from the DTRA, the last time I saw them, and it was when we were both there, Liza, they had just come back from a week at Rossi's ranch doing...
Yep.
Yeah. So it's interesting. And Miss Emma, you were talking about, this American sport. I see this energy in amateur flat track communities that's really I find it to be very unique. It's the one that I responded to, the amateur
it really is,
right? Families and now having been over to Europe and been at races in the Netherlands and England, north of England, and Alford, I think, where the Greenfield racetrack is. I see this excitement about flat track that is matching where we are here. I mean, they want the sport to grow organically and enthusiastically.
It's coming up. Back in the day, I haven't lived in England now for well over 30 years. But back in the day, it was all about speedway,
right?
And that was the English version. Very different machines to flat track, far more custom-made machines.
Smaller track.
Smaller track, a lot smaller
8th mile,
track.
Right?
Yeah, 8th mile.
No brakes.
No brakes whatsoever. But now
no
the
gears.
American style is coming in a little more.
Yeah. It's interesting, meeting people from German flat track, Dutch flat track, Royal Enfield is a slide school over there. There's a lot of seeds have been planted over the years. And I think DTRA, which is the Dirt Track Racing Association, run by Anthony Brown and Anna, his partner, to watch them organize races and organize the community in ways that I saw happen similarly here, is really exciting. And everyone does it very differently, and it feels very independent. Like there are all these satellite scenes of racing communities, but they all talk to each other.
I'm curious, since you had started out interviewing a lot of just women in the flat track, so you know a lot of these women who've grown up riding, and I'm wondering if you stayed in contact and how Charlotte's death affected them as racers.
Sure. I mean, Charlotte's friends, Morgan Morgan Monroe, who raced for Royal Enfield on their Build Train race team. I'm in touch with her. We chatted just the other day because the film's now in digital launch. So I'm, just really knocking on doors to reconnect and say hello. Nicole Meese, I saw her at Springfield and Lima. I think that there's, Brooke, all of the friends of Charlotte's, Diane Cox, this legend where there was not a lot of footage of her in the film because I couldn't find a lot of footage. But, we've chatted on the phone. She came to a screening in Arizona. And I think that there is an affinity that these women have because they are pioneers without asking to be pioneers. They just wanted to race. Any woman that you talk to, Tammy Jo Kirk or Diane Cox, Morgan, I'm sure Charlotte, they just wanted to race. They weren't thinking about wanting to be the first woman to do anything. They just wanted, in terms of flat track, to be recognized for their skills. And it's different where there are women's classes in certain motorcycle communities. So and you're the best of this pack of women, which is in its own right phenomenal, But how how racers are recognized in flat track is just a little different. Do you agree? Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, especially because, they're competing against everyone. I mean,
yeah.
But at the end of the day, you win or you don't, you podium or you don't, you come in last or whatever. I mean, it's all totally merit based, which is
but
great.
every woman that's out there racing against men is showing other little girls that they could do this too.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's what was so fascinating, that Charlotte was that role model for people older and younger than her.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if, because she was a real, what do you call the cornerstone in the community of the women riding there.
Yeah.
That if it really rocked them, or if they just take a piece of her and continue riding for her,
I get the impression if Charlotte was here right now and we said to her, Charlotte, who are you? What are you?
Mm-hmm.
The first words out of her mouth, she wouldn't say, oh, I'm a woman or a beer. She'd say, I'm a racer.
Yeah, she would.
That would be absolutely the first thing out of her mouth.
Absolutely.
I'm a racer.
Yeah. I mean, Charlotte was, and I have, I'll show you in a second. It's right over there. Charlotte was drawing motorcycles from the time we could draw a circle.
That's right. You show that in there.
Well, you're preaching to the converted, The Recycle Garage, which is where we're based, is a motorcycle collective, and it's inhabited by a bunch of just people who've had their brains completely rotted by motorcycles, who eat, sleep, breathe, talk bikes. And certainly in the case of me and Liza, we've really forfeited a lot of normal family experiences and behavior because of motorcycling.
Yeah, but as I recall, didn't she draw a picture of a Harley XR 750 before she was able to race one? Like when she was a little kid, like that was her dream.
It's in the film. I mean, Charlotte drew a picture of an XR 750 and brought it into her class and told everybody.
I'm going to do this.
What the parts were, and and I'm going to show you, I have her book that Angels of Dirt is publishing, which is called Flat Tracker by Charlotte Keynes. And she wrote the book in third grade, and it's about 50cc season where she became the champion of the district.
I hope it's illustrated.
So, she did all the illustrations. And so last night at the races, I set up a merch booth to sell T-shirts and whatnot. I think I brought 8 of the books. I sold out of those books. I mean, it's and what teachers like, because I'm giving it to teachers personally, ask them what they think about this book for young readers, is what schools don't have a lot, or little libraries, elementary school libraries, they don't have a lot of books written by kids who are writing autobiographies, so to speak. Like, this is who I am, this is what I do. And why teachers like Charlotte's book is because it's showing other kids that you can write about who you are and what you do. And that's your story. And it's, they're not writing a story about something imaginary.
Well, the biggest thing with kids is they have these wonderful imaginations, but it's getting them to actually feel that there's value in that, and they can actually they can actually pursue that. Oh, these are just kids' dreams. Yeah. And the reality is they can.
Yes. And that's what that book represents. And that's why I feel like it's this other component, this derivative work, of all these years where a piece of Charlotte that is organic, that is intact and untouched and not edited, nobody has been in, it's just her little story. I just love being able to share that. I just love it.
So this dovetails into my next question for you, Wendy. It's been 9 years. Does Charlotte's story still resonate? Is she still relevant?
Can I answer that one?
Sure. I don't know. What are you looking at me for?
I would like to answer that. And I'm going to say yes. And here's why, Emma.
I know the answer is yes, but I want to hear why. I want to hear
Do you want my why or Wendy's why?
I want to hear both of your why.
I think she's looking at Wendy.
Because I know the answer's yes. And I think everybody who listens to the podcast say, yes, of course she's still relevant. Of course her story still resonates. But it's the why. This is the compelling part. Why?
I think that Charlotte, the themes in Angels of Dirt are so profound and so personal. And the way that the film and the story connect to people, it is extraordinary to see that it's beyond Charlotte. There is this young person who you get to know and you walk through her life with her, and then you go through loss, and then you go through grief, and then you go through how you move forward. But I think that the universal elements in all of that are what we will respond to. What are you guys playing?
They're chucking chocolate bars around. Do you think it really transcends motorcycling and is relevant to all people?
Absolutely.
Raising my hand, I want to answer.
Yeah. Okay. Liza.
Yes, Liza.
Thank
please.
you. Here's what I really loved about the film and how it was created. Even though it seems like it's a film about Charlotte Caines or a film about, young women in flat track, it's about more than that. It's something that I think anyone can relate to, even people who don't ride. It's about a young person who had this passion so deep for something that it just drove her every day in every way. And that she had a family that supported that and followed her and let her do this thing she loved so much through her life, which then ultimately was her death. But then you feel like she died doing what she loved doing. I mean, and to see how through the interviews and through all the home films, how single-minded and focused and on track she was about this thing that we all love too. And it doesn't matter if it's cooking or bird watching or whatever. When you get somebody who is so driven and passionate about something that it's a little kid making her own book and writing cartoons of this thing she wants that she then gets.
And that's manifestation, that is that is the motorcycle mantra that I learned so long ago was look where you want to go.
Oh, that's so true.
Yep.
And that is the mantra of this film for me. It was how I finished the film. It routes me back to directing my energy and my passion and my spirit in this direction. Go forward and look where you want to go. And, there are components of that, that you see in Charlotte, but it's told, the story is gifted to you and shared with us in this unbelievably organic and homespun way, because I didn't narrate it. There was no narrator. It's this people reflecting, or you're listening to her dad, coach her along, or, when she's on that XR 750 in that guy's yard and she's 13 and he's like, keep it revved up. You're hearing a father embrace the passion of his daughter.
So it was interesting you brought that up. I was just going to ask, because I'm a father of a daughter who has a dangerous profession, but I got to watch her chase her passion, even though, it was really dangerous. You mentioned the parents a little bit. I know as a parent, should you support your child in a high risk endeavor, and something like that should happen, I can see how it might be devastating. I'm not asking you to speak to that so much, but do you talk about the parents in there? Are they kind of, because I can't imagine as a parent that's tough. And I'm just curious if you address that in there.
I guess my question because it comes up on and off for sure. I mean, so many, interesting questions come up. But let's say that you had a child that wanted to do something desperately and you did it yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you say no? How do you then shut that down? And sort of, do you extract that desire? Because she really had a passion. She was just, Liza's got her hand up. So I think that, life is cruel.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's a good point. Yeah. Some days it just rains.
Life can be very cruel, but life can be very, very cruel to those that turn away from their passion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, nobody would have ever wanted Charlotte not to race.
Mm-hmm.
No one.
What I was going to say is there was a predecessor to that in the film as well. What is the name of the couple that run the track?
Al and Judy Sumner, who were there last night. Yeah.
Who were out there every weekend running the track, treating everyone like family. His own son was killed on the track.
I know. His son was killed at the Springfield Mile.
And then showed up to run the track.
Yeah.
Right after. Yeah. And everyone was like, I can't believe you're here. Why wouldn't we be here? This is our family. This is where we belong. And they I think they set that precedent of, this is what we do.
And I think we all come down the same side of the coin in the sense that, of course, we're all going to fuel our passion because it is what it is. And it's a noble pursuit, I'll say. Yeah. So, of course, we're going to fuel that. And it's just part of the risk we take every time you throw a leg over a bike.
I hope that's gin, Wendy.
That's vodka.
Oh, good.
Room temperature, the best.
I don't want to get...
Also,
sorry, Bagel.
I just wanted to also make a point on that note that yes, life can be cruel, but that's all the more reason why you need to follow your passions, why you need to embrace these things that motivate you, that drive you, that make life meaningful. To embrace that and enjoy it while you can.
Yeah. And the people that are around you are so influential. How do you feel around them? What are you learning? What are they learning from you? Flat Track is so reciprocal. It just is ingrained, this kind of, how can I help? What do you need? It's, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen in other communities, but it's really something that's almost like, it's just at the gate. That's how you feel. Like you feel supported in Flat Track.
Well, I mean, look, we all know motorcycling is dangerous, but what this film reminds us is that motorcycle is community, motorcycle is family, motorcycle is freedom, motorcycle is joy.
And it keeps us young.
Yeah.
That's maybe a takeaway for me.
And that's what I really, really loved about it. You said that you're in the digital phase now. Can you tell us more about if people want to see the film?
Yeah. So after almost a year and a half of screening it, theatrically, and I did all of those on my own. I think that what wore me down was the journey. That was a hard journey, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I just loved every single screening. And but people would say, how can I see it? And so I think that I looked into platforms that were going to work for an independent film like mine. I chose Eventive, which is a platform geared towards film festivals and independent filmmakers. It's the same as any other platform. You make an account, you rent the film, and have at it. So it's no longer in my control, so to speak. If you go to the website, angelsofdirt.com, you will just say, click here to watch the film. And I'm learning, as it goes out, and I, hear from people who I would never have, I would never have reached them, with the screening. They're now able to watch Angels of Dirt and talk about it.
So I'm kind of curious, just talking about film in general, Wendy, do you have like favorite motorcycle films, or were there any films you kind of turned to for inspiration for the documentary?
Good question.
I don't turn to anything. Actually, if I'm working on a film, I will not watch anything that is recommended or associated with that subject matter. So I just know that because I don't like the influence. So I don't want to start comparing my film. On Any Sunday I just wrote Mert Longo. I wrote him a card for his 80th birthday.
Oh, how cool.
And in it, I wrote, when I started working on this film in 2006, I was told that, the textbook you have to read is a film called On Any Sunday. And I think I watched that film and it was playing in a van at the Springfield Mile when we were all camping.
Oh, that's even better. That's the best way to watch it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that is okay. I was just kind of curious.
Yeah, that reminded me.
Not the Marlboro Man movie?
Mert Lal and Bubba Schobert
Yeah, they're
are in the film. Both have been guests on our show.
Cool.
So that was really cool to see them in it.
Yeah. And, that, Mert, this is Flat Track, right? I just called him. His number was listed and he's still, he's in Idaho now, but he just picked up the phone in Tiburon and said, yeah, okay.
He's like, I'll drive 1,500 miles to a race overnight. Sure.
Yeah. He's living with his son now, I think.
No, he's in a supported environment in Idaho. And, I think the first I did a friends and family screening with Angels of Dirt before anyone else saw it. I rented a theater in Milwaukee, showed it to 200 people. That's when her dad saw it for the first time. Wow. And everybody that knew Charlotte got this opportunity to see it before it went public. And then I did the same for Mert. I flew out to Tiburon. I rented a theater downtown and I had him and a bunch of friends come and see Angels of Dirt. And, that was on my bucket list to make sure that he had been so patient, because I did the interview with him in 2017. I would call him once a year and he'd be like, hey, when are we going to see that movie?
Yeah. Like the nicest guy.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
The nicest guy. Yeah.
Yeah. We used to see him here at the Quail every year and chat with him. Just a nice guy. But I loved one of his quotes in the film. Do you know the one I'm thinking of? Because you put it in the trailer too. He said, I'm just as comfortable sliding sideways down the track as I am sitting on the couch right here.
Yeah, I think he put going 120 miles an hour as I am sitting on this couch. And he's probably more comfortable, going fast. I was talking to somebody recently about, speed, because I don't like speed. I'm not a speed person. I maybe a little bit, but I'm not competitive. I would never race motorcycles and I don't need to be.
Oh, come on. That KZ400 is a beast. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Sometimes I call it a lawnmower. So would it be okay if I showed you just the cover of the book? Can I just grab
love
it?
to see the cover of the book.
We do well with pictures, especially in books.
Oh, this gives us a view of the, look at that giant, that's a studio.
Mixing board?
That is a giant mixing board.
Oh my God.
That is a recording
Look at all the
studio.
knobs. We only have 3 knobs on our mixing board.
That's not true.
Oh, so,
Wendy, we were admiring your knobs. You have many of them.
Oh my gosh.
I did, I am a musician and have been in bands for years, and I did the soundtrack for Angels of Dirt. So I did that this year. Yeah. So,
oh, look at that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I love it.
Written and illustrated by
Very
Charlotte
cool.
Keynes.
Quite the artist, too.
Yeah, she's the artist. Oh, there's
Alan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just beautiful. And I'll send you a copy of this.
Oh. If you do that, we would do a little contest and a giveaway, if that's okay with you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
definitely.
actually, please send us a copy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm running, I loathe to call it a competition right now. We had a very, very touching letter sent in about a month ago from a father who lost his son on a motorcycle by a drunk driver. And we wanted to honor this young man. So I've asked people to send in stories of overcoming a great hurdle to either ride a motorcycle or overcoming a hurdle by riding a motorcycle. I'm going to announce the winner next week. We've got about 5 or 6 submissions, and I would love to include that book as part of the winning package, because I think it dovetails in very, very well with this story. Yeah. And I mean, ultimately, it's a competition based by a young man losing his life. But it's really a legacy.
It's a celebration.
It's a celebration of his life, and it's to give his life some meaning. So I think it dovetails in very well.
You bring it full circle, because this movie is a perfect celebration of Charlotte's life.
Yeah. And this movie is transcendence. It is a very powerful vehicle for that. And that's a very personal experience that people have. And I thank you, Liza, for even recognizing, all right, maybe there's something here to chat about, watch the film, bring the elements or the themes of Angels of Dirt into conversations like this that all of a sudden involve somebody else that's not even here.
And I mean, the moment I saw it, I thought, this is going to be a perfect price. And there's going to be other things. It's going to be a very, very nice gift that I send to someone. And I mean, it's going to be very difficult to pick. But I would love to include that book. I want to sound, I don't want to sound like I'm getting too existential or religious here or anything. Every single person is on the face of this earth for a reason. Every single person. The trick is finding out what that purpose is. And some people go through their whole lives without realizing it. And they may have had a huge impact on somebody's life without realizing it. They may have had a huge impact on their own life without realizing it. For people like me and Liza, it's very, very easy. It's our entire lives are built around motorcycling. Yes. Your entire life, is built around filmmaking and musician. And you've told a story of this amazing young woman. And Charlotte's place is cemented as well.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
But that's the trick.
Yeah.
Is finding out why. Why are we here? I mean, that's the $1 million question, isn't it?
Well, and how are we open to, all the things that come through for us? I mean, I think whether you want to call it existential or I would call it magical, just what happens when people are, I think every experience can either shut you down or expand you. And that is a choice that you can make. Every ride you take, every person you meet, and so this film has been a challenge because I have wanted to pull back or shut down or give up. I mean, that's life, and then you choose to take the chance to move forward.
Yeah. Well, Wendy, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on and sharing this.
Can we hear the band? What's the name? Can we hear the name of the band? Can we find your music online?
Oh yeah, Howler, the band.
Howler.
Howler.
Yep, Howler the band. We're on Bandcamp. It's an old, it was done a while back, but I have.
It says speed metal here. Looks like speed metal band. Is that what it is?
No, it's in Madison, Wisconsin. Howler the band. I'll send you links if you want.
Please. Please I mean,
we love our artists here.
I mean, I have zero talent in that direction, but throughout my life, I've always kind of curried the company of musicians.
The only thing you curry is Vindaloo.
It's more like you cuddle them is what happens.
Exactly. You appear to be a musician. You've got that kind of musician vibe about you, definitely. So I would love... Yes.
Exactly. Well, one last chance to give a plug. Where do people go to find out more about the film?
Please go to angelsofdirt.com. Click to watch the movie. Please reach out with any questions or comments. I would love to have anyone on board to help push this film forward. So I appreciate platforms like this, angelsofdirt.com. It's been incredible being here. I think you're all, this is one of the more colorful podcasts that I've been on.
Oh, that's a compliment.
Mildly put.
God, usually it's,
we are a very eclectic bunch of people, but we all share this burning passion for motorcycles
and parole rules.
Yeah, and we're fully equipped to bail each other out if that's necessary. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We'll let you go. Keeping you up late at night there, but thank you so much. Check out Angels of Dirt.
Angelsofdirt.com.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Wendy.
Bye.
All right.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good
night. Awesome. Bye.
Bye.
So, what a cool thing, right?
That's great.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah. We've got a little game to play.
Oh, God.
Now. Well, that took us, it got a little dark,
Mm-hmm.
So, Johnny came up with this game.
I know the game. How many zits on Johnny's buttocks?
Ooh. Well, come here. Count.
No.
How many colors? How many colors on Emma's butt tattoo?
Everyone has different colored Sharpies, and you get to do a dot to dot and guess what the picture is on it.
It's a relative. It's a big constellation back there.
Johnny, tell everyone what game they're playing tonight.
Okay, everybody. We're playing What Bike Should This Celebrity Ride?
Now, is this going to be Emma versus everybody else again?
No, we're just going to go around and I'm going to name a celebrity.
Yes.
We're going to talk about what they should ride, and then
why,
and everybody else will make fun of you.
What bike do you think that celebrity should ride? What would be the perfect?
Oh, this is the easiest game in the world.
Okay, the first celebrity is Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
So we'll start out with Liza.
Do you know who Taylor Swift is, Emma?
Yes. Do you know, it's very hard to believe, Taylor Swift is the same age as Adele.
Huh, wow.
Isn't that amazing?
So this one is very simple, John. Taylor Swift is an American icon, just like the Harley Sportster, and that's what I would put her on.
What do you all think?
I think
thumbs up or thumbs down?
Oh, thumbs down. That's the worst idea in the world.
Bagel?
Well,
all right.
I don't know. Come back to me.
Let's just keep
move
on.
Wait, what was it? What was it? Wait, what was
Taylor
it?
Swift, I put her on a Harley Sports.
Oh, I got one. I would say, is this how we're doing this? Or is
Sure,
go ahead.
So for Taylor, I'm going with the Vespa. Bagel was going to say this. He was just trying to think of it. The GTS Super 300 75th edition.
I think that's the bike.
It is a beautiful Vespa.
That's the one in flat lime metallic.
I'll agree. I think Jim wins.
Okay.
Yeah,
Except probably they would just come out with the Taylor Swift
It'd be bubblegum
edition
with sparkles.
Well, yeah. I mean, how much do they lose on the Bieber edition? I mean, they would make money on a Taylor Swift edition for sure.
There you go.
Well, while we're talking about Taylor,
what would Delicado?
What would her fiance Travis Kelce ride?
Well, I think that's easy too. A bigger Harley.
Yeah,
I think you would drive a smaller scooter. She's clearly the bigger person.
I have a Honda Elite. I would sell him.
I'm going like a big giant Vulcan cruiser.
No,
I think he's a Dynabra.
Dynabra.
Yeah, Dynabra.
He's a Dynabra.
Well, who else?
Okay, a veritable blast from the past. If he was alive today, what would Abraham Lincoln ride?
I thought you were going to say Ray Charles.
Easiest answer in the world.
I got it. Totally easy. You go first.
Go ahead.
Stretch Booster.
Fucking no way.
Yes.
No, Jixer.
No. No. I think he'd be on a Janice.
That's what I'm saying.
No, he wouldn't.
Mind meld.
Well, if he rides, which, you never know these days.
60 horsepower more.
So the next politician is, what would the dear one, Donald Trump, ride if he rode?
Wait. An Amazonia?
Brazilian?
Yeah, I would say he would ride a Brazilian.
No, he'd be no. He'd be on a Boss Hoss.
That's what he'd be on.
He'd be on a Boss Hoss. Have you seen the one that's the red, white, and blue?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the one. Stars and Stripes, Boss Hoss with extra chrome.
Bagel has it.
Bagel.
Not just a Boss Hoss though. A Boss Hoss with a what do they call those things? The like the trike kit.
The trike kit, yeah.
Yeah.
Boss Hoss trike.
Very good.
Oh, it'd be like Hector Macho Camacho in Idiocracy.
Yes, exactly.
All right. What else?
Now, if she was alive today, also, what would Joan of Arc ride?
Oh,
easiest thing in the world.
450 Ibex.
Easiest thing in the world.
Go ahead.
Stretch Booster.
No, you can't say that every time.
I can.
No,
it's the ideal.
It's my game. I'm making up the rules.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would say. No, you go ahead, Bagel.
No, she'd have to be. It would have to be like a DR650 or something like a supermoto, kick-ass, badass.
I am going with the RF800, the Suzuki Rufus.
The RF
Joan of Arc
900. I'm sorry. Yes, Rufus. I'm giving Joan of Arc Rufus.
But where does she keep her sword?
In the ample
in the scabbard.
What was the model of bike that took a chunk of flesh out of Gunky Phil's scrotum?
Wasn't that
a French
eviscerator?
No, that's a French bike. It was
a Motobacan, wasn't it?
It wasn't.
Motobacan Trials bike?
The bikes with the eviscerator front fender. With their license plates on the front of the fender.
The British bikes.
The eviscerator.
All right.
All right.
Let's do another one.
Okay, if he was alive today, what would Liberace be riding?
Oh!
Easiest answer in the world.
I got this. I got it.
There it
Stretch
is.
With
Pusa.
a
Now the
candelabra.
Finally, the
Underglow
Stretch Pusa.
in multiple colors.
Yeah, no,
what
I
about
mean, I
what
stand
about
by it.
the Pacific Coast?
Yeah, the PC
PC
800.
800. But you'd have to
Not
blink it a
just
little.
the
Candelabra.
PC 800, though. It'd have to be completely covered in rhinestones.
No,
The word
No,
you're looking for,
you guys are
Bagel,
missing it.
is
No.
encrusted.
He'd be on a
Hold on,
He'd
no.
be on a Goldwing.
Nope. I know exactly.
Goldwing.
I know exactly what he'd be riding.
What?
A Benelli dong.
Oh, no.
Really?
It's not ostentatious enough. No.
Okay. Well, her hips don't lie. So what would Shakira ride?
Ooh, Shakira.
Ooh.
You know exactly what she'd
I
like.
know, a stretch Pusa.
Yeah, what? But
No. Where I'm going
No,
with
no.
the Suzuki.
Suzuki.
Hold on. Which model was it that looked like an Indian?
No, that you're thinking of the Kawasaki.
The Kawasaki
the
Drifter.
Drifter.
The Kawasaki Drifter, and she could wear chaps.
With nothing else.
I'm going to go with, was it the Honda that Prince rode? What was that?
The
Oh.
CM400.
No.
The Purple Rain bike?
The Purple Rain bike.
No. I'm thinking a vintage Vespa wide body custom.
You said that like it's 30.
I don't even know what that is, but I'm agreeing with Bagel on that one.
It's got the hips.
Yes. It's got hips. All right.
Okay, as
Okay.
he pillages across Middle Asia, what would Genghis Khan be riding?
KLR
Ooh.
650.
Yeah,
KLR.
a first gen
Yeah.
I don't
with,
know.
with horns on the front.
What about,
Yes.
I was going to say Africa Twin, but what about one of those big Triumph scramblers with the high pipe? Like those Scrambler 1200s from
Yeah.
Triumph? Those are kind
Mhm.
of boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big knobbies on it.
All right.
Okay,
Are we sticking with this category? Or do you want to go to the next
let's
one?
do one more and then we'll move on.
Okay, great. There's 3 categories.
Oh.
Well, I think
Am I
he's-
winning?
I think he's still alive. But
Okay.
what would Urkel ride?
Ooh.
KLR.
No.
I'm kidding.
No, hold on. I'm
A passport.
Ooh.
Messerschmitt.
What?
A Yamahopper.
A Yamaha. What's that suitcase looking one?
Yes.
Oh, the
Yeah, the
Moto Campo. What is it?
Yeah.
Moto Compacto.
Moto
Moto Compacto.
Compacto. You nailed
Yeah.
it.
I think that's it.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna do a real lightning round with this one. So I'll name
Ray Charles.
some of the same people. Who would they ride with? Okay, who would Abraham Lincoln ride with?
Taylor
Me.
Swift.
He'd like to.
would he ride?
General Sherman.
How about
No.
who would Urkel ride with?
He would ride with Negan from The Walking Dead to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
Glad this is a lightning round.
Okay, we're moving on to the next category.
let's go to the All right.
All right. So now we're gonna
Good try, though.
We're gonna flip it around. So we're gonna think about who the dream sport spokesmodel would be for these motorcycles.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I
okay.
helped John with this list. We came up with models of bikes that were a little bit harder to sell. And so if the manufacturer came to us and said, "Look, we need to sell this model,"
Yes.
what spokesmodel would you choose to help
Right.
sell it?
Very good.
All right, what's
All
the
right. First
one?
one up the gate is the Honda Fury.
Ooh,
The Honda Fury.
Yeah,
Who is the dream?
Vin Diesel.
the chopper, the '90s chopper that came out in the
Oh.
2000s.
Vin Diesel.
Randy Savage.
Oh,
Oh, step into a Slim Jim.
Oh, God.
all right.
Okay, who would be the dream present company excluded? Be the dream spokesmodel for the Ibex 450?
Ooh, the Ibex.
Urkel.
Yes.
Moin Khan.
I think Urkel is the perfect
Hold on.
spokesperson.
What do you got, Bagel?
Moin Khan.
Hey!
He can sing his praises, no doubt.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Well, he's
Well
a celebrity.
Am I
He's
right?
hunky too, so that
Yeah.
works.
Motocross champion in
Yeah.
Pakistan. Well done.
Yeah.
All right.
What else you got?
How about the Royal Enfield Bullet?
Royal Enfield Bullet. Timothy Dalton.
No, Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. I see both of those.
Anyone named Timothy?
Any name Timothy.
Timothy Oliphant.
Timothy Leary.
Yes. Oh, God.
I'm thinking Rosie O'Donnell will ride that.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did it do to her? No, okay.
Hold on. No, Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston put his vest on.
Well, he'd be on the Bullet, wouldn't he?
No, you're thinking of Steve McQueen and Bullet,
Yes.
the movie.
No,
No, she's thinking of Charlton Heston.
I'm thinking of
okay.
Charlton
All
Heston.
On a Royal Enfield Bullet?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wasn't he the Planet of the Apes guy?
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
off of me, you dirty ape!
But wasn't he head of like the NRA? He was head of the NRA for a while.
He was, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
there's,
so the
there's some
Bullet.
stories
That's what I'm
there.
saying.
Yeah. Oh,
I see the connection.
Wow.
Oh, I see what you did.
Right,
Yeah.
come on, Johnny.
All right, the Triumph Rocket. The big
Ron Jeremy.
Oh, no.
no, he would have to stretch boots.
The hedgehog.
Any James Bond with the exception
no.
of Timothy Dalton.
How about
Dun, dun,
The
dun,
Rock?
dun.
No.
Yeah, no. I'd
It's
go
got to
The
be a
Rock.
Brit, you log.
Oh.
What?
What about the governor?
The governor.
Schwarzenegger?
Governor. No, he's a British bare knuckle boxer.
Oh.
What about the Queen?
Rocket. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The Queen
Elizabeth.
herself.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Well, she was a
Ariel
mechanic,
Square
wasn't she?
Four.
Yeah,
Trained
she
mechanic.
was trained
Let me tell you,
mechanic.
that would sell those bikes.
Philippe and I are absolutely thrilled by this 3-cylinder 2.5 litre motorcycle. Yes, go buy one now, you commoners.
Say.
Oh, jolly hockey sticks.
How about my favorite, the KLR? Who's the spokesmodel for the KLR?
I'm
thinking
go
Bear Grylls.
Johnny Weissmuller.
John Goodman.
Oh, Bear Grylls.
Yeah.
Good one.
And I'll go with John Goodman in the
Charles
Big Lebowski.
Bronson.
Charles Bronson? Yeah.
No, I like Bear Grylls. That's excellent.
How about the Multistrada?
Yeah.
Oh, sophisticated Italian.
Yeah.
Gina Lollobrigida.
Mm.
You buy this bike. It's very nice.
I'm thinking. So yeah, you want somebody sophisticated.
Yes. And
Uh,
Italian, too.
Do they have
They
to
have
be
to be
Italian?
Italian.
Yes!
They have to be tall
Italian.
also.
They have to be
They
European,
got to
at
be
least.
tall.
And it's too obvious to go with like a James Bond kind of thing. Does it have to be Italian?
I think so.
Yeah.
How about
Tall, dark, and handsome.
okay? How about Snooki?
From the Jersey Shore?
That's an Italian.
Not tall.
No, the
Bada bing, bada bing.
no, the situation is he's the. Hey, you like this?
Okay. How many more? 2 more will do.
All right.
Right.
The Nikon.
Oh, the Nikon. Somebody with 3 legs.
I was right there.
Somebody with 3
I was
legs.
going to say that.
Somebody that's a tripod.
I was going to say the Hensel twins, but that's really rude.
Oh, no, that
Oh,
is
no.
quite rude,
No.
Liza.
Brittany and Abby
No.
Hensel.
Just no.
No.
Okay.
All right, last one. Who will be the spokesmodel for the brand new Harley Sprint? The small version.
Oh
the 400 or
yeah,
500.
they announced this new like little it's
So
under $6,000 Harley.
who's
the
Harley
thing.
gonna go to?
Now hold on, let's take
Joe
this
Pesci.
one. Hold on, let's take this one seriously. Harley Davidson does not have a good record of doing well with their budget model bikes,
Right.
and they're now making another attempt with a subpar $6,000 bike.
Yep.
They really need somebody who can sell this for them.
The guy that does the Allstate commercials.
Oh, the Doom
Which
or
one?
whatever.
The one that the Mayhem guy?
Mayhem.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good looking bike, though.
Oh, wait a minute. Who?
Yeah, it is.
No,
It's
It's
not
a
bad
good looking bike.
I tell you exactly who the person is. Vince, the ShamWow guy.
Oh. How about the My Pillow guy?
No.
Oh, Mike
No.
Liddell! Oh, perfect! Yes, that's the guy.
He likes to fluff the pillow.
Yeah,
Oh, my.
Mike Liddell.
Mike
No.
Liddell.
Mike Liddell.
I'm still sticking with Joe Pesci.
You guys, if we were running an ad agency, you'd all be fired.
Thank God.
But I can't get Mike Liddell out of my mind because he would sell the fuck out of it. That's the thing.
He would.
He would sell it.
You'd have to have
So-
a cushy seat
It'd come with a pillowed seat.
It would.
All right.
and
Well,
a backrest.
we've gotten a time for a couple emails, and Bagel's got one. Bagel, while you're getting that one out.
I bet Bagel's got one. Have you got one, Bagel?
I have a couple.
Is it red?
Oh, you have two. Do you have one from last week?
Well,
Or did I send you one in the middle of the week?
Have you got a
send me
felt
two
tip in
here.
your trousers, Bagel?
Which one do you have?
Well, there's one with
Your
a couple of
lipstick is
pictures
popping out.
from Bonneville, which from Ian Osborne. He says, went to Bonneville last September with 2 scooter lads with their
Oh, right.
Lambrettas.
Ooh,
That's right. I
Lambrettas.
sent that to you.
Yeah, Beto managed 107 miles
Wow.
on his Streamliner. Todd topped out at 99 miles per hour. And I remember seeing little snippets about these bikes going to Bonneville last year. And these are some very, very highly modified Lambrettas that went out to the Salt Flats. And I didn't get the whole story last year about, how that went down, but yeah, these bikes look super, super cool. Like the non-streamlined one has a handmade aluminum frame.
Protuberance?
It's like a
Proboscis?
box that's got holes cut in it that has like a fork and a motor bolted to it. And it's wild. Like these bikes are just these are purpose built bikes for speed, and many props. This is some really cool stuff. Thanks for the pictures.
I would like to actually
nice job, Ian.
comment on that.
Yeah.
So just gonna tease it out for our listeners. Bagel doesn't know completely. So we talked about let's do Bonneville next year, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
And support Louisa Sweden on her Hayabusa. But we've all been talking about bringing the Misfits Lounge like we do to some of the other events we go to.
Yes,
and
please.
Inviting listeners to come join us because as Jim and I experienced, it's not really a spectator sport. And like I think we've all like wanted to go, but without having that invitation, you don't really know where you're going, and you kind of feel like you might be in the way. You're not sure what to do.
Maybe we just need to bring the spectacle.
I have an idea, and I'll discuss it more with Liza. But right now, I'm inclined to rent a Winnebago, and
but you can't stay out on the salt. Just so you know.
Yeah,
you can't sleep there.
There might be restrictions on renting RVs and taking them to the salt too.
I think you could pull close. I think it's doable. That's not a potentially bad option.
Yeah, you can have an RV, but
because there's BLM land right outside of that.
But what we were looking at is supporting her, having a team. Emma's the mechanic, Jim's the chef, and the camp reader. Everyone else is kind of. I'll drive the truck to go pick her up at the end.
Well, we're gonna have to transport bike. We have to transport
all the
equipment
stuff
and tools and support.
But we can also make it make it comfortable and invite people to come and join our camp and put out our chairs and our tents and have a radio playing so you can hear Alan, the announcers, and invite people to come out because for a lot of people. They just needed that invite to come out because otherwise you're not sure where to go, what to do, how it works, where do I stand. It's confusing because
maybe we make it like camping. The only the only rule is you bring a pop-up. Pretty much it. Community will create itself.
So we are putting out that vibe that come on out to Bonneville next year. Plan on coming out and we will have a space for you.
Bring a pop-up.
And pray for good weather.
Yeah, exactly. Bagel, while you're getting that second one ready, I have just a quick one here from Mark Cassidy, who let us know what his bucket list items are. And I like this one. So I want to keep it going and say, let us know what your bucket list items are, because this one's good. He said he wants to get to watch Isle of Man races, and he's got a moto vacation plan for 2026 with his wife. Well, Mark, I do hope that you're there because on May 31st, look for me. I'm going to be leading the Legacy Lap with all the women riders. We're doing the Werwer Lap during the Isle of Man TT. This is
awesome.
Another bucket list item for me, so look for me. He would like to feed the apes at Gibraltar, and then also do the Andalusian Spain moto ride in 2 weeks, which includes a night at the Rock Hotel in Gibraltar. I love that he makes his bucket list. It's vacation and the moto trip. And also he'd like to do a 2-week moto tour of North and South Islands of New Zealand. Not scheduled yet, but it's in the works. He said, great hearing about the fest in Maine. My stepdaughter bought her first motorcycle in December, is now hooked, rides to work every day she can. She's in medical school doing her rotations in Arkansas, so pushing boundaries for women is tested every day. Peace out from Mark.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love these bucket list motorcycle trips. Next year's my bucket lists.
Your
All
life
right.
is kind of a bucket list.
It is. All right, Bagel, we got one more.
All right. I've got an email here from Alan Wills.
Alan.
He writes, "What's up, motherfuckers?
Oh, my goodness. This is a family show.
I need your help. I've been listening to your epic podcast for a couple of years now and working my way through your back catalogue. I'm up to 281 currently. I've been riding here in the UK since I was 16, starting on a Puke Maxi Sport. I'm now 52 and make no apologies for my current ride being a 1998 Harley Road King.
There you go.
I've had this bike for the last 24 years, and it's the only item listed in my will to be passed down to my youngest son when I inevitably kick the bucket. He's just started his riding life, and is on a Chinese 125 until he passes his test. I've owned other bikes alongside the Road King, most notably a 1958 AJS Model 20, a Triumph Legend, and a couple of Sportsters. 2 years ago, I turned 50 and was looking around for a bike that was built in my birth year, 1973. I ended up buying a bike that's pretty rare in the UK and fills a need I never knew I had. It's another Harley, but no one believes it despite the name on the tank and it being stamped on the engine cases, footrest rubbers, and even the hand grip.
Wait, Emma, do you know what it is yet? 1973.
Yeah, it's probably an Aramaki.
Oh, wait and find out.
It's almost like even the factory couldn't believe they'd produced it. It's a Harley-Davidson X90 monkey bike.
Oh, I know what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And is halfway between being an absolute hoot and totally terrifying to ride.
Like the Amigo.
I'd be really interested in what bikes the Misfits would choose for their birth bike. Anyhow, on to the main reason for this rambling email. My better half has disappeared for a month on a trip to Australia and left me with an unusual amount of free time to peruse Facebook Marketplace for another bike. The only problem here is her final words to me as I dropped her off at the airport. Nope, not I love you, nor I miss you, but a very direct, no more motorbikes!
No!
So, here's my question. I found a 1962 Lambretta that I feel needs to be in my shed alongside the Harleys, my wife's Honda NC750, and the Yamaha Diversion Project bike I've been playing with for a couple of years. It's not a motorcycle, so I reckon I'll get away with it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yep.
So is there a question here? I don't know. Yeah, get it.
That is technically correct.
Yes.
What other motorcycles should I be looking at to avoid getting divorce papers served on my wife's return? Love the show. I've learned a lot from you all, despite your best efforts. Yours in hopeful suspense, Alan. P.S. If I'd been born 2 years later, I could have taken it up the arse and gotten my birth bike and up the butt bike in one. A 1975 Triumph Hurricane, possibly the prettiest bike ever built.
Was that the Vetter?
Yeah.
Woodland? Yeah.
Mm.
But
Now-
no, wait a minute. What year was he born?
1973.
So, yeah.
No, the Hurricane was 73.
Well, there you go.
So
Well, that was-
you can live your dream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he can live his dream.
They got to be hard to
Well,
find, though.
Emma, it's funny you say that because my birth bike would be 1966 Honda. You just said it.
Did I?
Dream.
Oh, yes, of course.
Mhm.
Oh.
See how that works?
Is your
What-
dream bike?
So, Emma, what would your birth bike be? What's that one that runs on steam? With the wooden wheels?
1862. Gosh, 1962. There were a lot of bikes around in 1962 that were good bikes. You know, I have to say, I always liked the underdog. Aerial Arrow.
Ooh.
I would buy an Aerial Arrow. That's what I'd buy. 250cc two-stroke twin.
Nice.
I'm thinking a 68 Triumph TR6 Desert Sled.
There you go.
Oh,
I think that'd be
solid.
my birth bike there.
See, I'm thinking the CB750.
Yes.
Oh.
Bagel.
That's a good one.
Oh.
Well, for me, 72 was not a good year for scooters. Lambretta was in the process of folding up. Heinkel was already had bitten the dust. Vespa was really the only game in town. And
What about the Japanese? Were there no
What
Japanese?
about the Japanese?
they did not have scooters
Cub,
yet.
the Cub,
they
the
had
Cub.
the Fuji Rabbit. I mean, there was the Cub.
The Cub.
which
We already
has
gave you
always
the
been there.
Cub in our, is it a
But-
scooter or a motorcycle?
Yes, but if I was going to choose a scooter for my birth year, it would have to be a 1972 Vespa Rally, because I believe they came out with the 200 that year, if I'm not mistaken, and that is a really nice bike. So I would have to go with
There
that.
you go.
But if I had to choose a motorcycle,
Oh.
I think I would have to go with the irresponsible choice. I'd have to go with the Kawasaki 500 triple.
Oh.
Oh, is that the H1 or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh man, that ring ding 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 ding.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember when Phil had one here
Well, yep.
Yeah,
and Emmy was riding it around?
yeah, the S3 I think it was.
Yeah, that
yeah,
was cool.
that was fun.
Well, thank you so much. That was a great question. We've never asked what's your birth bike.
I know that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
like mine.
know,
I want
I
to get one
know.
now. Anybody have like $7,000 I could borrow?
Well, and I want to give again our guest Wendy Schneider a big thanks for
Yeah, it
coming
was
on.
fun.
I do recommend the film for all the reasons I said. It really is great. And honestly, when I was watching it, I didn't know the ending. And so it caught me a bit off guard.
Little trigger warning.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it wasn't, it was just about her life and it started at the beginning. And I'm just like, wonder why they're doing a film about somebody so long ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it's kind of downplayed. It doesn't go into details, but just that this happened. And like, wow, well, that was the arc of her life in sport. So thank you, Wendy, for coming on. Check out Angels of Dirt and send us your emails. Let's keep it going. I love this bucket list.
Yeah. And thanks also to Wendy for making that film, for putting that out there to celebrate her life, because I didn't know her personally, but it sounds like she was an amazing young woman, and I really want to watch this movie because I haven't seen it yet, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I'll put a link into our show notes. See some updates. Go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com.
Yes.
Buy our shirts.
Yes.
Buy our swag.
Yes.
For women riders out there,
Yes.
check out the WRWR app. It is available now. In fact, any rider can get it, men or women. And it's in beta testing, so we're asking for feedback on, because it's still a little glitchy. We're still building it as we go, but definitely be a part of the Women Riders World Relay.
Oh, I'll throw something out as the calendar starts to move towards the new year. I was talking to John and Scotty earlier today about start thinking about wintertime. If anybody wants to do any wintertime dirt bike trips, camping, that kind of thing, I think we're going to do the Misfits Desert Hair again. And we're going to do it the same weekend as King of the Motos. So we'll be in Johnson Valley, King of the Motos weekend. And Scotty threw out later in the spring a Misfits Sierra hair.
Oh.
So rally a bunch of people and head up to the Sierras for a weekend of shenanigans and debauchery.
And also for those of you in the country where the weather's changing, start thinking about the maintenance you're going to need to do.
Yeah. I wanted to see if you guys were interested in not this coming weekend, but the next October 11th. Did you know it's Hollister Hill's 50th birthday and they're doing a big thing and having all these like vendors and stuff, and entrance is free.
Yeah, that'd be a hoot.
Cool.
I think I'm in San Francisco. And there's also dirt bike racing.
Oh.
Hair scramble racing in October as well at Hollister.
A lot coming up.
However, the most important date is next Thursday because me and Jim are going to be very bougie and we're going to Carmel by the Sea and listening to a jazz combo
called the Toupee Trio, I believe.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You're very welcome.
While you drink your
Toupee
wine
Troubadours.
from a box. Enjoy that.
Yes. Well, hopefully no rats fall out of the seat over there. That was funny.
Big thanks to all of our supporters, especially our Patreon subscribers. You're the best. You know I don't really do that enough to promote it, try and get new subscribers, because the ones we have are so solid. You guys have been there and kind of keep supporting us time and time again. So thank you so much. I really do mean that. And you can go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com and find the link to support us if you would like to be a part of the Recycle Garage and the Motorcycles and Misfits podcast. And and then come join us at Bonneville. There you go. We've got it all out. Thank you, everyone. Time to get out of here. This is Liza.
Stumpy John.
Emma, darling.
Nick and Jim, son.
Bagel.
And we are out of here.
Cool.